Chosen one, hear me now, you are not here by accident. I know you. I have watched the long, slow turning of seasons around you, and I tell you this with love and authority. Your prophetic scroll is being unsealed in perfect Kairos timing. I speak to you, anointed one, because the appointed hour on heaven's clock has come. This is a destined moment standing at the edge of fulfillment, a sealed prophecy cracking open that could unfold today, tonight, in the coming hours or days. Listen, this is not rumor or wishful thinking. I declare it as truth. The winds of heaven have shifted in your favor. What was delayed was preparation. What felt like pressure was alignment. What seemed like pruning was protection for your coming. As Habakkuk 2:3 reminds us, the vision waits for its appointed time. It hastens to the end and will not lie. Receive that now. My beloved, I call you to awaken in faith and reverence. Expect transformation in body, spirit, and circumstance. Stand ready, for doors are swinging open and destinies are breathing. Keep your heart steady. The Kairos moment written for you before birth is arriving. Stay watchful, chosen one. This is your sacred invitation to step into what heaven has already ordained. Chosen one. Listen closely. I am speaking to you with the tenderness of one who has watched the tides of your life and the precision of one who knows the map of heaven. I say this now, heaven is not distant from your story. It is leaning in. Your sealed scroll, the hidden codex of purpose written for you before breath is cracking open. This is not idle language. This is a declaration. The anointed one does not stumble into such a moment by chance. You stand at the threshold of activation. Hear me, every delay you endured was not rejection. Every season of silence was not abandonment. The pressure you felt was not punishment, it was preparation. The pruning that stung was protection. The weights, the setbacks, the closed doors were aligning you, sharpening you, calibrating destiny knobs you could not have turned yourself. I have walked through nights of waiting. I have learned the anatomy of patience. I remember thinking the clock had forgotten me. But I learned painfully and tenderly that the clock was God's, and the timing I thought late was only the slow, steady hatching of something sacred. Chosen one. There are patterns in your life that now reveal themselves as signatures from heaven. What looked like random interruption was actually a subterranean rearrangement, hidden seasons where resources were gathered, alliances were quietly formed, and identity was refined. You were incubating. You were learning how to carry weight without breaking, how to speak with a voice that could carry authority without needing applause. This is the kind of training only the Kairos hour requires. I declare to you the appointed hour on heaven's clock has shifted. The unsealing that begins now is not merely social vindication or public applause. It is the activation of a spiritual contract. This sealed scroll contains keys, keys to alliances, keys to timing, keys to doors that will open at precise moments. Some of these keys were entrusted to you in the dark places, to your prayer, to your fasting, to the nights you stayed awake, wrestling with doubt. Those nights were not wasted. They were the forging ground. You might wonder, what will this look like in practice? Expect both subtlety and spectacle. Sometimes the unlocking arrives as a whisper, a word from a stranger, a quiet email, a coincidence that is impossible to explain. Other times it will come as seismic shift, a public unveiling that dismantles old narratives and rewrites your place in the room. Either way, the engine behind it is the same divine alignment. Doors will not merely open, they will be removed. Connections will surface from places you once dismissed. People who were once background noise will now become carriers of your assignment. I speak as one who knows the sting of betrayal and the sweetness of vindication. I have seen colleagues minimize my offering and watched in silence as the very arenas that rejected me later sought my counsel. When that season arrived, I recognized it not as triumph for the ego, but as proof that God's timeline is sovereign and that your obedience in small things summons the weight of larger things. The Anointed One, when finally seen, reveals to others the limits of their own sight. That revelation can provoke fear in those unready. Be patient with them, for their confusion is part of the shaking. Let me be clear, this activation will ask something of you. Expect a refining. Expect invitations that require a stepping up, not merely a stepping out. Expect the pressure to intensify briefly, not as punishment, but as a stress test to prove that you can carry what heaven entrusts. If you are asked to choose alignment with the scroll, not the applause. If you are tempted to rush the moment for comfort, remember that hasty windows close faster than the ones opened by patient hands. I want you to feel the spiritual geography shift beneath your feet. The maps you used to follow will be replaced by a new compass etched into your spirit. That compass may point you toward relationships that feel impossible, projects that seem too big, prayers that stretch your vocabulary. Say yes to the recalibration. Trust the strange invitations. They are the echoes of a destiny no longer willing to stay hidden. There is a season language whispered by heaven that you will learn to hear the cadence of Kairos. It is not chronos, the tick of human clocks. It is the divine pulse that breaks time into appointed windows. You have been living inside chronos for so long that the sudden arrival of Kairos can feel unsettling. Let me steady you. When Kairos lands, it compels courage. It calls forth the posture of the Anointed One, a posture both humble and bold. It asks you to move with deliberation and with holy audacity. I will share a small true moment from my own path, so this is not abstract. Once I labored for years on a vision that seemed ignored. There were seasons of scarce resources and whispered doubts. Then, in a single week, I had not anticipated 3 separate doors opened, a mentor reached out, an unexpected platform appeared, and a long-closed funding source turned toward the work. I knew then that something beyond my plan had engaged. The timing was precise, sacred, unavoidable. It felt like the unsealing of a page I had only glimpsed in my night prayers. That memory anchors me now when I speak over you, because I have tasted the same unfolding I prophesy into your life. Chosen one, receive this now. Heaven is moving on your behalf. The sealed scroll is not a metaphor. It is a courier waiting with a sacred delivery. You are being called into a posture of readiness and surrender. Lift your hands, steady your heart, and prepare to obey the small next step you sense, however insignificant it may look. Obedience to the small is the key that releases the larger scenes. For now, anchor this truth deep. Your delay was preparation, your pruning was protection, and this hour is your appointed unsealing. Expect step and keep holy watch. Chosen one, lean closer. I will speak plainly so your spirit can catch every thread. The heavens are not whispering, they are initiating. You will begin to notice confirmations small and precise, like the ink drying on a divine contract. Hear these signs as sacred punctuation marks that say, yes, you are aligned. I will help you read them. First, expectation will become a steady drum inside you. Not anxious flutters, but a holy readiness. When pressure comes, understand immediately it is preparation, protection, pruning, alignment, not punishment or rejection. That pressure polishes your capacity to carry what is coming. You will feel the pressure as a narrowing of options and a sharpening of focus. Allow it to shape you. The season of narrowing was never a denial. It was sanctification. Look for sudden relational recalibrations. Some people will fall away not because you failed them, but because their proximity would have diluted the assignment. That distancing is protection. Other faces will emerge, unexpected allies, long-dormant mentors, strangers who bring keys. When someone who once ignored you now reaches out, test the motive with wisdom, but receive the opening with gratitude. Not every hand is for keeping. Some are for carrying you into the next room. Discernment will be your companion. Synchronicities will multiply. A song plays in a car that names your petition. A phrase repeats in 3 different places in one day. An idea you prayed about appears in the mouth of a leader. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Keep a simple log, a journal, a voice note, a file where you write the alignment of these moments. I have kept such a ledger in my own seasons, and when I look back, I see the map God drew long before I walked it. That record will steady you when the crowd questions the timing. Dreams and inner impressions will become clearer. Some nights you will sleep and wake with images that are symbolic and vivid, a gate opening, a seed sprouting, a road becoming visible. Treat these not as entertainment, but as intelligence. Pray for interpretation. Ask for clarity. I have learned through many nights of wrestled prayer that prophetic dreams require decoding by humble listening, not by hurried proclamation. Let the dream season shape your next practical move. You will also sense a new economy of resources. Things you asked for in desperation will now be supplied with a different tempo. Some provision will arrive from surprising sources. Some will be released because you obeyed a small directive months ago. Remember, scarcity seasons were laboratories where your stewardship was tested. That scarcity was preparation. It taught you how not to waste what you are about to receive. Be ready for public shifts and private recalibrations simultaneously. A visible door may swing open a platform and offer a public acknowledgement while your inner life is simultaneously being refined. When the applause comes, do not let it be your measure. Let the measure be the quiet, continuing obedience to the assignments only you can carry. Pride will knock. When it does receive correction quickly, humility secures longevity in the anointing. Guard your words now more than ever. People will ask questions and try to spin narratives. Speak little, speak true. Your restraint will preserve the sacredness of the scroll being unsealed. There is power in silence. When I began to practice restraint in seasons of rising visibility, I watched the right doors open in the right way. Silence is not secrecy for fear, it is preservation for purpose. Practical training will present itself disguised as inconvenience. Late night calls, sudden travel, a message that asks for your time when you had planned rest. These are Kairos tests. They check if your life can bend without breaking, if your rhythm can be interrupted without losing peace. When you feel annoyed, remind yourself this disruption is alignment, not derailment. Say yes when your spirit nudges you, and learn to say no when the ask threatens your core calling. You will meet internal resistance too. Old doubts will resurface as if to challenge the new narrative. When they come, speak truth immediately. Declare to that old voice your delay was preparation, your pruning was protection. I have walked the corridor of doubt and found that the fiercest doubts precede the fairest reveals. Let every negative whisper be countered with the evidence of small obediences you have kept. Finally, anchor this in a sacred rhythm, worship, word work. Begin each day with a deliberate moment of praise, read, or listen to a holy line that steadies your soul. Remember Ecclesiastes 3:1, which reminds us there is a season for everything, and then step into the work God has given you to do. The convergence of worship, revelation, and faithful labor is how the sealed scroll moves from parchment to practice. My beloved, I know the mix of fear and wonder that lives in your chest, because I have lived under that same trembling hope. I once received a simple check in my inbox in the exact amount I had been praying for after a year of lean provision. The timing felt impossible, yet it arrived precisely when the next assignment required it. That moment taught me to trust timing more than timetable. Let it teach you the same. Receive this as an intimate dispatch from heaven. The signs you are seeing are not random. They are the sovereign choreography of a God who keeps time. Stand alert, steward your heart, and stay obedient in the small things. The unsealing is real, and your part is to walk into it with humility and courage, ready to wield the keys you are given. Chosen one. Hear me tenderly when the world sees your open doors. Know the real work happened in the hidden room. I have walked that corridor of secrecy. I have felt the exact pressure you now carry. When I say pressure, understand this immediately. The pressure was preparation, the refining squeeze that forged capacity, not punishment. When I say delay, hear me, delay was alignment, patience that held back premature fruit so the root could deepen. When I say pain, know it was pruning and protection so you could bear greater harvests without breaking. You will now be entrusted with influence, resources, and times when the world leans on your voice. The first stewardship I press into you is wisdom over speed. The Anointed One moves with sacred deliberation. Do not race to spend or to speak simply because the crowd demands it. Ask 3 questions before you act. Does this preserve the scroll? Does this serve the mission written on your heart? Does this honor the covenant of those who trusted you first? If you cannot honestly answer yes to all 3, breathe, wait, steward. Build a council of 3, not a crowd. One who is prophetic and hears heaven's cadence. One who knows practical law and business counsel. One who has walked your path and will speak truth without flattery. These 3 will help you discern when an open door is a test and when it is a gift. I learned this the hard way. I once accepted an invitation that glittered like gold, though my gut warned me. I later discovered the offer would have compromised the very assignment I had been protecting. Had I kept a counsel, that compromise would have been avoided. Let my mistakes become your margin of safety. When money and reputation begin to flow toward you, treat them as sacred trust. Make practical preparations an accountant, a covenantual giving plan, a legal steward. Your increase is not a prize to spend, but a tool to multiply the calling. Tithe, yes, but also set aside guardrails for the mission. When temptation whispers to hoard or to selfishly elevate, answer with scripture-styled courage. Your increase is fuel for justice, for mercy, for the release of others. Remember, when scarcity taught you stewardship, it was preparation. When abundance arrives, it is protection. To practice stewardship, not an excuse to forget the lessons. You will be tempted to prove yourself by performance. Resist. The truest proof is consistency in the small things, showing up daily in prayer, in study, in the disciplined work that no camera sees. The Anointed One's mantle is not worn by applause, but by obedience. I have found that the most visible leaders I respect were first invisible workers. Those hidden years were not wasted, they were incubation. Protect those disciplines now, even when the world offers faster routes. Relationally, some will rush in wearing masks of friendship. Test every fast, intensifying closeness with time and with invitation to the council. Not every hand is for keeping. Some hands are seasonal carriers, and others are mirrors who will reveal to you what you must leave behind. When betrayal touches, you do not interpret it as divine rejection. Betrayal was a pruning, painful, yes, but meant to teach discernment and to shape the circle that carries your destiny. I have been betrayed, my child. and each betrayal taught me to value depth over breadth. Prophetic gifting will sharpen now. You will receive words and see patterns with increasing clarity. Treat every inner impression like a dispatch record. It, test it, steward it into action only when confirmed. Prophetic accuracy is not a license for spectacle. It is a tool for alignment. You will know when to speak loudly and when to seal your lips. The right word at the wrong time can fracture trust. The wrong word at the right time can squander favor. Carry the scroll gently. Create a sacred space, a physical corner, a room, a notebook where you meet with heaven alone. Call it your scroll room. In that place, enact small rituals that anchor you, a morning decree, a nightly ledger, a simple anointing of the decisions you make. These acts are not superstition. They are covenantal gestures that signal to your spirit that you are a steward, not a sovereign. I keep such a room, and there I return whenever the noise becomes loud. It steadies me, and it will steady you. Practical tests will come as interruptions. A late-night call, an unexpected traveler at your door, a sudden demand for a time or resource. These are Kairos checks. Respond with the posture of the Anointed One, flexibility wrapped in discernment. Say yes when God's pulse quickens you. Say no when your core is threatened. The ability to bend without breaking will become a hallmark of your campaign. Teach your heart to celebrate small confirmations. When a stranger affirms your vision, when a platform invites you without explanation, when a previously closed door opens, these are not random blessings, but keys turning in a lock. Keep a ledger of these moments. That ledger will become your proof when voices of doubt rise in the room. It will be the map you and your counsel use to trace God's hand in the season. Finally, remember humility as your crown. The world will feed you applause. The enemy will feed you pride. Both are tests. Wear humility as armor and as a garment. When the world calls you phenomenon, call yourself steward. When they speak of your mastery, speak of the master who shaped you. I say this with the authority of one who has been lifted and humbled by the same tide humility secures legacy. My beloved, the scroll unsealing is not an event only for spectacle. It is a sanctifying act. As the doors move and the keys fall into your hand, let your first reaction be worship, your second be wise counsel, and your third be faithful work. Your destiny is not simply to be seen. It is to bless, to build, and to birth new seasons for others. Hold that sacred responsibility close, and you will not be overwhelmed when the world leans in. Chosen one, come closer. There is a rhythm now, a heavenly tempo that your spirit must learn to move with. I speak as one who has felt the pull of seasons and the sting of necessary cuts. When the enemy presses with fear, hear me that pressure is preparation. When doors stayed closed, know it was protection. When time seemed delayed, see it as pruning that sharpened your edge. Nothing was wasted. Everything refined you for the office you are stepping into. You must understand the reality of spiritual opposition because visibility invites it. As your scroll unfolds, you will encounter resistance whispers that try to rewrite your story, people who fear your elevation systems that push back. This resistance is not a sign you are wrong. It is proof you are moving the boundary of what was previously possible. Treat opposition like weather, expect it, dress for it, and continue walking. Do not mistake the storm for a verdict on your calling. Armor yourself with 3 disciplines that have kept me steady: vigilance, gratitude, and sovereignty of soul. Vigilance means waking each morning to the stewardship of your mind. Guard the gates of your thoughts. When anxious narratives arise, reframe them as reports of growth. Gratitude is a spiritual lever. Practice it daily, even for the smallest confirmations. Gratitude rewires scarcity into invitation. Sovereignty of soul is the posture of an anointed one who refuses to outsource identity to applause or criticism. You are defined by destiny, not by comments. Practical structures matter. Establish boundaries around your time and your inbox. Create set hours for counsel, for creation, and for rest. Let your team understand non-negotiables, a weekly hour of solitude where your scroll room meets you. A covenant that no major decision is made without the counsel of three. A simple rule that every public engagement is measured against the mission. These structures are not rigidity. They are the scaffolding that allows the palace to rise without collapse. Choose generosity as a strategy. When increase comes, give quickly and without fanfare. Generosity does two things. It trains your hands to steward, and it signals to heaven that you understand the purpose of provision. I have watched resources flow back multiplied after a small, obedient act of giving. The act itself was not transactional. It was a declaration that the movement is bigger than my comfort. Cultivate sacred rest. Many anointed ones mistake speed for momentum. There is momentum in pause. Sabbath rhythm is not optional. It is a prophetic practice that anchors you in source rather than system. I learned this the hard way. Pushing beyond exhaustion led to compromised judgment. When you protect rest, you preserve clarity. When the world demands constant output, your rest becomes a prophetic countercultural act that says, I am sustained by more than this clock. Sharpen your discernment by asking 3 short questions before any new step. Who does this serve? Where will this lead in 6 months? Does this protect the scroll? If you cannot answer with clarity, delay is your ally. Delay is not defeat when used wisely. It is a strategic hold until the alignment is exact. I saw a project I loved nearly derail because I ignored a small unease. That unease was heaven's pause. Learn to listen. Hold people close who can both celebrate and correct you. Loneliness at the top is a trap. Find those who have walked similar paths, who will speak truth plainly and love you freely. My deepest adjustments came after a friend asked one question that humbled me. Are you building for applause or for legacy? That question reoriented priorities and saved me from a costly detour. Be transparent with your inner life to one trusted person. You do not have to broadcast your fears, but do not bury them either. Confession to a trusted voice lightens the heart and sharpens counsel. I have met many anointed ones who carried silent doubts until they hardened into pride or brittle impatience. Speak it out. Let a wise voice help you pass the painful from the prophetic. Prepare your narrative in advance. When the world rewrites your story, you must be clear on the one you will tell. Your narrative is not self-exaltation. It is stewardship language that honors those who sowed into you and clarifies the mission for future seasons. Practice humility in the telling. Name the team, the sacrifice, the unseen seasons. That posture diffuses predators and honors the scroll's witnesses. Invest in training that multiplies your capacity. Take a practical course, hire a mentor, learn a managerial skill. Visibility will demand skills you didn't need in the quiet. The anointed one's advantage is not innate perfection, but relentless refinement. I enrolled in a course mid-season that felt unnecessary at the time. 3 months later, it became the exact skill I needed to steward a new platform. The investment felt small compared to the return. Embrace a daily discipline of declaring destiny. Speak your scroll aloud each morning, not as bragging, but as activation. Declare 2 sentences that summarize the mission and 1 practical step you will take that day. Prophetic voice without practical feet is fantasy. Let your words be the spark and your actions the match. Finally, my beloved, anchor everything in humility and wonder. The unsealing of your scroll is not an achievement to gloat in, but a stewardship to honor. When the applause comes, bend, give thanks. When the doors open, walk through them with hands lifted, not clenched. Remember that every unsealing was once a hidden labor. Honor those who labored with you. Protect the novices behind you. Build systems that outlast your season. I have walked through the same fires you face and tasted the same bread of angelic provision. I tell you with the authority of one who has seen the script flip, stand firm. Keep tending the inner life, steward the outer increase, and remain teachable. The scroll is unsealing. You are being formed to carry what is coming. Hold steady, chosen one. Chosen one, steady your breath. There are practical assignments that arrive with prophetic unsealing, and I will speak them plainly as one who has been given keys and learned the cost of careless hands. Listen, every structural decision you make now will either protect the scroll or expose it. Pressure was preparation, delay was alignment, pruning was protection. Keep that always before you when choices feel heavy. First, secure the legal and financial foundations. I say this with love, spiritual favor. Without earthly order will leak. Register what needs registering. Put clear agreements in writing. Hire an accountant who knows how to steward sudden increase and a lawyer who understands the sacredness of reputation. I once underestimated a handshake and paid dearly in time and energy. That lesson turned into a rule for life. Protect the mission with paperwork. It is not distrust, it is wisdom. Second, name your non-negotiables and defend them jealously. Your morning rhythm, your hour of solitude, the weekly counsel. These are not luxuries, they are lifelines. When offers try to move you off the grid, name your boundary and hold it. The anointed one is not built by convenience, you are forged by covenant. I learned to say no to flattering opportunities that would have scattered my spirit. Saying no felt like loss, but it saved me from fragmentation. Remember, a closed door that keeps you aligned is a gift. Third, invest in relational due diligence. New faces will arrive bearing keys and petitions. Test quickly but kindly. Ask for references. Observe fruit over time. Invite them to small, low-risk projects before granting access to the core mission. People will try to fast-track their way into your circle because your unsealing feels like a magnet. Be gracious, but let time be your referee. My beloved, some who seemed sincere in the light fell away in darkness. That pruning, painful as it was, refined the circle that remained true. Fourth, build infrastructures that outlast your season. Create systems, a team handbook, a standard operating rhythm, simple onboarding for new leaders. These frameworks are the scaffolding that carry vision beyond personality. When I first scaled, I tried to be everything to everyone. The result was burnout and missed opportunities. Systems change that pattern. Think long-term, who will steward the work if you are called elsewhere. Legacy requires more than charisma. It demands structure. Fifth, cultivate a school of humility. Teach those who come after you how to steward the same anointing without exploiting it. Publicly honor mentors and quietly invest in novices. When abundance rushes in, your first posture must be generosity and mentorship. I still write letters to strangers who remind me of the quiet ones who served me in the beginning. Give them access, train them, elevate them. The true maker creates more makers. Sixth, train your heart for criticism and misunderstanding. Visibility brings misinterpretation. When false narratives rise, do not rush to the platform to refute every rumor. Choose your battles. Let truth be patient and evidence steady. I have been misread in seasons where I was most faithful. In time, the ledger of obedience outweighed the rumor mill. Your silence in some moments is prophetic wisdom, not cowardice. Seventh anchor in prayer practices that match the scale of your assignment. Increase calls for a deeper altar life. That means longer listening, not louder speaking. Schedule weekly times of extended listening, 30 minutes, then an hour, then a night, where you refuse to plan and simply receive. In my life, the clearest directions came in borrowed stillness, not in frantic brainstorming. Heaven speaks in patterns. Learn to move with them. Eighth, protect your family and closest relationships. The unsealing can reshape schedules and attention. Keep rituals, family meals, Sabbath pauses, honest conversations that root you in love rather than role. My child, I watched a dear friend trade intimacy for influence and paid for that loss for years. Influence without intimacy hollows the heart. Prioritize those who carried you before the crowd knew your name. Ninth, steward your creativity and message with integrity. When platforms ask for sound bites, remember the scroll is multi-layered. Do not compress sacred mystery into consumable slogans that strip depth. Speak truth with clarity, but with the weight of the whole. I once trimmed a teaching to fit a trend, and later had to reclaim the fullness of what I had abbreviated. Keep the message whole. 10th, establish a rhythm of accountability that includes both spiritual and pragmatic checks. Monthly confession with a trusted friend, quarterly financial reviews, yearly strategic retreats. These practices guard against drift. Accountability is not limitation, it is liberation. I am still held by voices who will speak plainly to me when I grow careless. Cherish them. Finally, declare this as stewardship, not entitlement. The unsealing you experience is a trust placed on your shoulders. Your first words when doors open should be gratitude, and your first acts should be generosity. When pride whispers that you earned it alone, answer with remembrance of the nights you prayed and the hands that whispered for you in the dark. Your rise is not self-made. It is curated by heaven and prepared by hard, hidden seasons. That truth keeps power from hollowing out your heart. Chosen one, receive this practical counsel as love. I have walked roads of sudden opening and quiet testing. I have seen what holds under pressure and what shatters. The distinctions I give you are not theoretical. They are the map of survival for the one who carries destiny. Pressure was preparation, pruning was protection, delay was alignment. Hold these as lifelines. Stand now in calm readiness. Protect the scroll. Build for eternity. Lead with humility. Love fiercely. The unsealing asks not only for your voice, but for your stewardship. I am with you in this, watching the timing, guarding the doorway, and guiding each next step with the tenderness of one who knows both the cost and the crown. Chosen one, I want you to breathe and receive this simply. Your life is entering a season where sacred logistics meet holy imagination. I speak from the place of one who has navigated both the whisper of heaven and the paperwork of earth. There is a tender, exacting work to be done as your scroll unseals practical, spiritual, and personal, and I will walk you through it with clarity and love. First, cultivate personal rhythms that outlast the applause. Your inner life will determine the quality of everything that comes through you. Morning solitude is not optional now. It is the hinge on which the rest of your day swings. In that hour, listen more than you speak. Record what you hear. The small disciplines you keep in quiet will become the architecture for public decisions. When the noise rises, return to that room in your spirit and find orientation. I have returned to my own quiet corner many times when the world felt loud and found guidance there every single time. When you feel pressure, remember immediately this pressure is preparation, protection, pruning, alignment, not punishment. Pressure will test your readiness to carry more. In my own life, a season of intense expectation felt like crushing weight, and in the middle of it, I wanted to run. But that pressure was the refining that widened my capacity. It made room in me for gifts I could not have held otherwise. Create a simple daily ledger. Write 3 things each morning. 1 thing you will worship, for 1 small step you will take in obedience, 1 person you will bless. This keeps your spirit tethered and your mission practical. The anointing does not excuse disorganization, it demands stewardship. I learned this after a season when opportunities arrived faster than my systems could hold them. The ledger saved me from dropping what mattered. Learn the discipline of tender boundaries. As doors open, well-meaning people will ask for pieces of your time, your story, your resources. Saying no is not a hard heart. It is a holy boundary. Protect your core. Defend your Sabbath. I once lost a season of clarity because I let every urgent demand reroute my rhythms. That loss taught me to guard non-negotiables with a softness that still stands firm. Expect identity recalibration. Many of you will step into roles that feel unfamiliar: leader, resource, steward, public voice. That discomfort is natural and necessary. When delay shows up again, do not fear it. Delay is preparation, protection, pruning, alignment, not rejection. Delay has been your teacher, training patience and sharpening your discernment. I remember nights when God seemed silent, and I believed the delay meant denial. In time, I saw the delay had been the exact shaping I needed. As your visibility grows, so will the testing of your heart. Fame is a filter. It reveals what you already are. Protect humility aggressively. When praise comes, take a breath and give the first word to gratitude. When criticism comes, hand it to the council of 3 before you respond. I have been humbled by both applause and accusation. Both taught me to slow my replies and consult the wise. You will receive invitations that feel like accelerations. Meet them with questioning curiosity more than immediate yes. Ask, does this preserve the scroll? Does this enlarge the mission in a way that honors the root work? Will this require a compromise of integrity? If the answer is murky, choose the slower route. The world values speed. Heaven values alignment. Build a small, faithful team long before the floodwaters of opportunity require rescue. Choose people who understand both hustle and holiness, who can manage calendars and keep prayer vigils. These are not temporary assistants. They are the bearers of your assignment. Interview them not just for skill, but for hunger and humility. In my own seasons, a single faithful assistant saved years of wasted motion. Invest early. When you feel pain rise, know this quickly. The pain was preparation, protection, pruning, alignment, not punishment. Pain will teach you empathy and depth. In the hidden places where you were wounded, mercy grew. That mercy will be currency when crowds come asking for healing or help. Your wounds, rightly understood, become windows for compassion. Begin financial housekeeping now, not as fear, but as foresight. Open accounts for mission funds, create simple budgets, and set a percentage for emergency guardrails. Prosperity without order invites chaos. I once watched a friend be overwhelmed by sudden provision because no one had tracked the income streams. Wisdom means preparing the vessel before the river arrives. Practice narrative stewardship. Decide how you will tell the story of your rise. Will you name those who walked with you? Will you speak of the long nights and lessons? Prepare a humble, truthful narrative that honors both struggle and source. When the world tries to rewrite your story, you will already have the words that keep the scroll intact. Learn to celebrate small confirmations loudly. Little doors opening a timely email, a needed contact, a creative spark landing in form are keys turning in the lock. Rejoice in them. I keep a jar of small notes, each a record of a tiny miracle. And on hard days I read them and remember that momentum is being gathered in invisible ways. Finally, anchor everything in surrendered authority. Your position grows, but your posture remains as a steward, not a sovereign. Let the work be larger than your name. Tend the inner life, manage the outer systems, and love fiercely those who carried you when no one else saw. I tell you this as one who has walked both the quiet and the coronation. The crown sits easiest on a heart that learned to bend. My beloved, the unsealing continues. Keep your hands steady, your voice humble, your feet ordered. The scroll is opening, and with it comes the holy work of carrying what heaven places in your hands. Walk it with courage, chosen one, and with the mercy of one who knows both the price and the prize. Chosen one, lean into this next word. Your unsealing is not only about arrival, it is about multiplication and legacy. I say this with the authority of one who has watched a small flame become a lighthouse. What is cracking open in you is meant to light paths for many, not only to crown you. Understand this now and let it steady your heart. Every thorn you felt was not punishment. Every pressure you bore was preparation, protection, pruning alignment to carry more than yourself. Begin to build with legacy in mind. A legacy is not a monument to your name. It is a living transfer of capacity. Ask yourself today, who will lead when I am moved to the next field? What systems will hold the work steady if my voice grows quiet? Start writing down the institutional memory, the why behind every decision, the failures that taught crucial lessons, the prayers that shaped policy. I learned this after losing a year to chaos because I had assumed memory would suffice. Memory fades, systems hold. Protect the scroll by translating your gut knowledge into teachable rhythms. Multiply by apprenticeship. The anointed one is first a student, then a teacher. Invite 2 or 3 people into an intentional season of training. Teach them the rhythm of your scroll room, the cadence of your counsel, the way you pray when decisions feel heavy. I once took on an apprentice who later saved a project I nearly lost. He had learned to steward by watching, then practicing, then leading. Apprenticeship is how anointing becomes inheritance. Guard the quality of those who carry your name. Not every admirer is a candidate for trust. Create a simple vetting rhythm, small tasks, public accountability, paired mentorship. People who endure the small asks will handle the large ones. In my life, a single wrong trust cost months of correction. Since then, I hire slowly and mentor daily. Teach cultural impulse, not just task lists. If your ministry or work becomes a template, it should be because you taught the culture generosity, truth-telling humility, not because you left a checklist. Culture is the air a team breathes. It is invisible until it is gone. I watch teams flourish when a leader invests time in shaping language rituals and a shared story. Invest now in those conversations. Speak plainly about values before you need them. Prepare for reassignments with a posture of gratitude. Doors that close quickly are not always defeats. They are reassignments. If a season ends, do not treat it as catastrophe. The same hand that opened the scroll will direct the next fold. When I lost an opportunity, I loved it, felt like loss for weeks. Later, I recognized it had been a redirection toward a place where my gifts could expand rather than be contained. Delay was alignment, pain was pruning. Receive the lesson and look for the next clearing. Model the humility you want multiplied. When increase comes, be the first to name who carried you. Publicly honor mentors, colleagues, the quiet workers behind the scenes. Humility is contagious. Pride is too. I practiced naming my helpers aloud, and it shifted everything. Doors opened for those I praised, not only for me. Elevation then became distribution, not hoarding. Prepare your children, literal and spiritual, for the spotlight. Not everyone in your orbit will welcome the change you carry. Some will struggle with jealousy, others with fear. Teach them stewardship before status. Show them the daily disciplines, the prayer habits, the way grace looks in practice. I taught my closest ones to pray rather than to strategize. Prayer centers the soul, while strategy builds capacity. Both are necessary. Start with prayer. Institutionalize a giving posture. Legacy multiplies fastest when resources flow outward. Decide now a percentage of income and influence that will always be released. Create scholarships, seed grants, mentorship stipends. I set aside a modest fund years ago that later sparked a network of leaders who now carry parts of the mission across continents. Small, faithful giving becomes a catalytic engine when it is sustained. Prepare for spiritual warfare with strategy, not panic. Visibility invites opposition. That opposition is not a verdict, but a signal that you are expanding boundaries. Equip your life with pastoral cover prayer partners and a rhythm of daily spiritual checks. For me, a weekly hour of focused warfare prayer, not frenetic but precise, kept my soul from being taken by surprise. Labels on the enemy do not help. Clarity about the assignment does. Protect your private life like holy ground. Public doors will ask for access to private rooms. Decide now what stays sacred: family rituals, personal journals, certain conversations. Privacy is not secrecy, it is stewardship of intimacy. When I established firm boundaries around my home and my mornings, relationships deepened instead of being eroded by public demand. Practice exit rituals. When seasons finish, create a dignified way to step down or shift. Thank the people, recount the high and low moments, pass the baton with blessing. The way you leave a stage will determine whether you're invited back to a larger one. I once watched an exit done poorly collapse a decade of work. Since then, I script exits with prayer and people present. Exit well. Build a generational imagination. Think in terms of grandchildren, not just annual reports. What will your work teach those who come after you about courage, sacrifice, and mercy? Plant seeds, now endow a training program, write a short manual, create a scholarship. The small seeds you plant today will feed forests later. Finally, remain teachable. The day you believe you have arrived is the day you become brittle. Keep a posture of listening. Keep the counsel close. Keep your scroll room private and guarded. I still sit with a few trusted voices who will tell me plainly when I am off. Their words have saved me from many poor steps. When the applause rises, let humility be louder in you than sound. My beloved, stewardship of the unsealed scroll is not a burden, but a sacred commission. You will be tested. Yes, pressure will come. Delay may reappear. Pain may knock. And each time remember, these are preparation, protection, pruning, alignment. Carry the scroll with reverence. Teach those who will carry it after you and plant so that the future can harvest. Stand firm, chosen one, and steward well. Chosen one, rest here with me for a moment. The final layer I will speak into you is about the posture you will carry into the days ahead. I say this as one who has walked through open gates and fallen into hidden pits and been remade on the other side. You are not merely stepping into opportunities, you are stepping into a new identity that will require steady hands and a surrendered heart. First, hold this as absolute when pressure comes, and it will remember. I tell you clearly that pressure is preparation, protection, pruning, alignment. It is not punishment. Pressure will sharpen you, not shame you. When delay surfaces, and it may hear me delay, is alignment, not rejection. Delay has been a teacher sculpting capacity you could not gain in quick success. When pain touches tender places, and it may understand, this is pruning and protection, not a signal that you are forsaken. These reframes are not cliches, they are the gospel logic of destiny. Grip them so that your response is immediate and holy. Now, practical posture. Begin each day with 3 short declarations, 1 sentence of thanksgiving, 1 sentence of surrender, 1 sentence of assignment. Make them simple. I learned this when a season of rapid doors left me dizzy. Those 3 lines steadied me. They became the spine that held my decisions upright. When you speak gratitude first, you orient your soul away from entitlement. When you speak surrender second, you remember you carry stewardship, not ownership. When you declare your assignment third, you name your next practical step and keep momentum holy. Protect your mind as a sacred precinct. Thoughts will come fast, fear, comparison, pride. When fear whispers answer with the evidence of a ledger, small confirmations, written down prayers, kept nights of obedience. Comparison is a thief. It steals your unique tempo. Pride is a sly counterfeit of confidence. Humility will see it away. I have countered these intruders by keeping a short list of 3 proofs: past obediences, present affirmations, future decrees. Say them aloud when the noise rises. Practice fast, clear obedience on small things. The universe responds to fidelity. A message returned, a promise kept, a habit defended. These tiny acts accumulate into a life that heaven entrusts. I learned this in a season when a single promise kept opened a door I had been waiting on for years. That promise mattered more than polished speeches. Create a sacred archive. Record the confirmations, the coincidences, the words from strangers that landed like keys. Keep them in a folder, a voice memo, a journal. When seasons confuse you, return to the archive and let the evidence reorient your faith. I have pulled my own archive out many times. It reads like a map I might otherwise have forgotten. Choose courage over comfort. There will be invitations that require risk. When you move, you will not be moving into chaos, but into the calibrated danger that growth demands. Choose courage because it summons alignment. Choose comfort, and you may linger where you are useful, but not where you are destined. I have chosen courage and failed. Sometimes those failures taught me more than any early win. Failure that follows courage is tuition. Failure that follows fear is a sentence. Tenderly build rituals that guard your soul. Anoint your mornings with a 5-minute listening practice, a 2-minute gratitude breath, a 1-minute naming of the day's assignment. Rituals are not legalism. They are covenantal signals to your spirit that you are serious about being formed. When the crowd cheers, your rituals will keep you grounded. Invite correction. Pride will try to isolate you from truth-tellers. Have a small, faithful circle who can speak plainly and lovingly. I call mine my council of 3. They are not many, but they are mercilessly honest. Let one be prophetic, one practical, one personal. Ask them monthly for a heartbeat check. Their words will save you from slow drift. Teach others what you know. The unsealing you receive is not for hoarding, but for multiplying. Begin an apprenticeship, a small class, a weekly mentorship. When you teach the lessons, refine into deeper clarity, and you begin to birth a culture rather than a brand. The day I started teaching twice a month, everything I preached became sharper because I had to live it for someone else's growth. Decide now what you will refuse. Fame will tempt you to trade the soul for applause. Success will offer shortcuts. Identify two non-negotiables, one for your inner life and one for your external life, and commit them to a witness. Tell your counsel, your closest friend, your spouse. Make the refusal public to constrain future compromise. I once made a silent rule and later found it eroded. When I made a rule public, it held. Keep joy as your ballast. Joy is not dependent on outcome. It is a disposition rooted in gratitude and the work of the soul. Sing small songs in your car, laugh with those who have walked the grit with you, celebrate tiny wins. Joy is not frivolous, it is prophetic. It births resilience. Finally, remember who you are beneath the assignments: a beloved steward, a chosen instrument, a soul held tenderly by the one who authored your scroll before you took a breath. When identity gets airborne on the winds of praise, bring it back down to this simple truth: you are held. Let that holding be your first harbor and your last name. My beloved, I have watched the Kairos hour rearrange lives. I have been there when the unsealing cracked open and when it whispered in small openings. I tell you now, keep faithful in the small, be fierce in your love, be wise in your choices, and tender in your corrections. Your scroll is unspooling. Carry it with reverence. Stand up, chosen one. Take a breath. Walk forward with the courage you were formed to wear. I am with you in the hush and in the shout, guiding each step, protecting each pause, celebrating every small obedience. Go now and steward well what heaven has entrusted to you. Chosen one, hear this as a solemn blessing from one who stands with you. Your sealed prophecy is opening, your hidden scroll is being unrolled, and you stand now in your exact Kairos moment on heaven's clock. I send you forth with courage, receive confirmation, carry wisdom, and keep faithful to the small obediences that unlock the great. The pressure you felt was preparation, the delay was alignment, the pruning was protection. Walk forward with gratitude, humility, and holy boldness. If this word settled in you, leave a note below as testimony and return for more revelation. Go in peace, my beloved, crowned, called, and commissioned. Amen.